And so the gauntlet is thrown. If the Lord called you to stand today, stripped of all comfort, would you stand or break? The man who is meant to rise must first be broken of his pride. The soil must be torn before seed can take root. The heart must be pierced before the spirit can dwell in fullness. God's plan does not flatter your desires. It kills them so that only His will remains. The Templars knew this oath. They wore the cross not for honor, but for surrender. They entered the battlefield not because the outcome was certain, but because their covenant was sealed. They did not live for themselves, but for the King. And so their enemies trembled, for they faced not men alone, but men possessed by an unshakable trust. Stay with God. When the path wounds your feet, walk still. When the heavens are silent, pray still. When your heart rages in doubt, bow still. For the man who refuses to depart will one day see what the impatient never behold, the faithfulness of the Lord, written in fire across his life. So steel yourself. Grip your oath as tightly as the sword. The trial has begun. The voice of the King still calls, and the answer is not given by words, but by endurance. The walls of a man are not built of stone, but of discipline. His strength is not measured by the weight of his sword, but by the weight his spirit can bear in silence. For emotions rise like enemies within: anger, fear, despair, lust, each seeking to storm the gates. If the walls stand weak, they enter freely, and the city falls before the battle has begun. Discipline is not bondage. It is freedom from ruin. It is the lamp that stays burning through the night, the gate that remains closed when shadows circle, the unseen watchman who does not sleep. Without it, the smallest whisper of temptation becomes a roar, and the faintest spark of anger becomes a wildfire.